We are in the best weekend of football, in my opinion. The 8 best teams. By this point, the teams are all sharp. They figured out who they are: identity, defense, offense, special teams. Everybody knows what they are doing, and you have just the best games. There are no blowouts. There's very competitive games, and it's my favorite weekend of football, so I'm excited to look for some of these games. But before we get to that, I'd like to introduce my co-host Tony and our producer Paul. It's been a while. Happy New Year. Last time we were here, you were not married, and now look at you. You're a married man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I feel blessed.
Yeah, definitely one of the best weddings I've been to. It was a fun time. You got a good one. I'll say that.
Thank you.
I do got to say, though, like, I gave you all the hints, man. Why did you still come? I gave you all the hints. I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding. Marriage is awesome. It's the best decision I ever made, and I look forward to seeing how yours goes as well.
Thank you, bro.
Before we get into postseason, football, let's talk about the Colts and the Ravens one last time.
Do we have to?
We kind of, I know it's not the greatest, but so I'm going to throw it to you. Tell me about your thoughts about how you felt about the season and also looking forward, what you think is going to happen. But before I go, I do have to mention your owner did definitely make a statement in her last press conference. And, we know when coaches and GMs are on the hot seat from the fans or from the press, it's a little different. But when the owner puts them on the hot seat, that is legitimate. So Steichen and Ballard officially on the hot seat. Yeah. Screw up and you're officially out. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think our hands were kind of tied just based off that trade. The trade of losing 2 first-round picks in the next 2 years would be like not an ideal place for a new GM or coach to come into a team with, right? So our hands were kind of tied in that sense, where she was almost forced kind of to have at least one more year with both of them just because of the circumstances. But she was also mindful not to extend anyone. So I think Ballard has one more year in his contract. So she's just going to ride it out, see how that goes. I think she also has faith in Steichen, like from what she saw from the year. There were unfortunate circumstances with injuries with some key players, but still, like, I think capitulating from a 7-1 to 8-9 season. Was it 8-9? 8-9 season, or was it 9-8? 8-9. It's
Damn, you didn't even finish with a winning record.
No, I don't think so. Was it 9-8 or 8-9?
Jeez, it was 8-9. Oh, man.
After starting 7-1, right? So, everything just started to fall apart. I think it's telling on the personnel. Things need to change, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And offense, there's some questions that need to be asked. Some players, will they be brought back? Michael Pittman. The quarterback situation, of course, they're going to bring back Daniel Jones. But what is next? Are you going to trade?
What was his season end at the end of what was the injury at the end of the season for Daniel Jones?
Torn Achilles.
Which means he's probably out next year.
They say he'll be ready for week 1, but
technology, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly, technology. But like Achilles injuries don't come back great the first.
Yeah, it's usually you need a year to kind of.
Exactly. Luckily,
he's a quarterback.
He's a quarterback, but I think you still push off that foot, right? So to throw. So how will that affect his accuracy and also his confidence? Because he's also a little bit of a dual threat. He's not like an all-out scrambler, but like part of the reason why he was good at the beginning of the year or when we were winning was he knew how to escape certain sacks and then extend plays a little bit. And once he had that fracture, and that was compromised, and then that was the beginning of when things started to turn. Even when he was in the team, you started to see things like he wasn't playing as well, and it was due to that injury. And then of course he tears the ACL in addition to that. So I think they're gonna bring him back. They really love him.
You gotta bring Phillip Rivers back. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
One of the biggest surprises in the sad side of the season was Riley Leonard.
I was about to say
he balled out against that elite defense. I mean, we lost, but it was a surprise. It was impressive. But I think going forward.
Sorry, hold on. Before you go
what
for
was
it.
That?
Adarius Washington of the Ravens tore his
Uh-huh.
Achilles in May and returned mid-December. So Daniel Jones might be back by June, July. So he can be back by
that's what
week
they're saying.
one.
That's what they're saying, like week one.
Yeah.
But like you said, the confidence part.
Comes in week two, year two.
Yeah, exactly. So
Typically.
how will that affect him? That in that sense. Also, what is the outlook of how do they get value for Richardson? Because that's dead at this point. And then I think going forward, how with no first round picks in the next 2 years, what is Ballard? And I can't believe when I'm saying this, like Ballard is still our GM because his resume doesn't.
But to be fair to
Yeah.
Ballard, with regards to Ballard, I think he did a good job with scouting. You guys get good value in the mid rounds, so not having a first round is not necessarily a
That's
killer.
a fair point. That's a fair point. But he doesn't. He's good at scouting in the mid rounds and finding good squad players. But I think he just hasn't scored with enough difference makers, right? Because they should be continuously starting now. He's been there for at least 9-10 years, right?
He's entering his 10th year.
Yeah, so they should be, if you hit some difference makers, they should be like starters.
Yeah, they should
on
be
your
stalwarts right now. Team
A lot of them are
leaders,
a lot of the difference makers that are,
free agents.
yeah, free agents, not from his.
Trades
So
and free agents. That's
I think
very
the
true.
only one that would have probably still been like a legit starter was Darius Leonard, but he had the whole back injury,
issue,
so
and
he
then
had
it
to
never
retire
worked
early.
out.
Other than that, and then of Jonathan Taylor, you could say him, and
Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce is now getting there.
Right.
He's just now getting. This is his fourth year.
Yeah, you
So
got to
he's
pay
now
him.
getting there. Yeah, he's a free agent. He's definitely getting paid. He's definitely
That's
getting
another
paid.
thing I want to ask you. Like the
Yeah.
free agents, which ones do you think you want to retain? Because you said it doesn't look like they're going to be signing a lot of free agents.
Yeah.
Because they want to see what the team looks like this year
Yeah.
before they tie themselves to anyone. But you have some free agents that are still popping, and
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay them.
Daniel
You got to
Jones,
talk to
no-brainer.
Source about possibly a restructure.
Yeah.
Unless you think you're going to wait one more year, because this is his second year on that new
Yeah,
contract.
I think he
maybe one more year.
one more year.
Okay.
Because apparently his contract is good.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a good contract
Yeah.
at the time he signed it, for
Yeah.
considering what corners are making now. Yeah.
And he actually ended up with another All-Pro year, quietly kept.
Mm-hmm.
So he did play well. He got injured later in the year. But like to your question, Daniel Jones is no brainer, of course. Alec Pierce right after. Then we have what do we do with what's the name of our strong safety from Maryland? I forget his name. I forgot his name, but it's been a while. But yes, he is. We might not bring him back because he's gonna,
He's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, because he's had the last good 2 years. He's had good solid 2 years.
Mm.
And then we have the question with Travarius Ward, who has all these concussions. We just signed him last year, so is he retiring? Is he coming back? Same with DeForest Buckner, who had a neck injury this year. He's up there in age. For me, I think he deserves better. He needs to go to a contending team. Hopefully, he gets a chance at the Super Bowl because he's still an elite player when healthy. He's not going to win anything in Indy, so.
Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, but all I'm hearing is a lot of question marks for the Colts this offseason, man.
Yeah, legit.
A lot is up in the air.
I think a lot is going to change in the front seven on the defense. They need better, at pass rusher. Outside of Latu, there's nobody that's guaranteed, a spot on the team and the line. I mean, Buckner, but he might retire because of his injury. And then the rookie guy that we signed from Ohio State, JT, I can't pronounce his name. He's one of them Polynesian. He's from like Samoa. He had a solid rookie year. Other than that, everyone is on the hot seat. And then the linebacker play, Zaire Franklin might not come back. He might get cut. We'll see. And then we might lose our DC because he's interviewing around, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's interviewing around, so we'll see. He did well for what he had to deal with.
Right.
So I'm sure they're excited about having him back if he comes back. But there'll be a lot of changes in the front seven. On offense, I think they need to add another difference maker at receiver because Michael Pittman is like on the decline, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting paid.
Well, that's where you signed Alec Pierce. So
yeah, but he's getting paid wide receiver one money, so
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna get cut.
I
I don't think they're gonna see him. If they're gonna sign Alec
Pierce,
Pierce, he's not coming back unless he restructures.
But Pierce isn't Pierce just more of just a deep threat?
No. He is.
Does he do intermediate? Does he do under?
He's our best receiver on the team. Easily our best.
Yeah,
receiver.
but I feel like that's his specialty because there was a stat I was looking at where it says like of the 1,000-yard receivers, he has about 20 less catches than the rest of them.
He's like Deshaun,
which means it's a lot of bombs.
He's like Deshaun Jackson,
right?
Similar,
right? So I don't know if you want that guy as a one.
He is.
That scares me.
No. From what I saw this year, he is definitely head and shoulders better than everybody. Like more consistent. Like, but and then Josh Downs is another good intermediate, but he is more of a slot. We need another complementary guy on the outside, and Pittman wasn't consistent enough, in my opinion, for especially with the amount of money he's making. So there needs to be some changes there. This would be the time where, like, you would have hoped Adonai Mitchell would have come into fruition. Right. But,
Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
What could have been?
We'll see. And then, JT he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
And his contract, I think, is near the end. So
you got to figure something out there,
and
too.
then, like, in the league, running backs don't get 3 contracts, so that's something to look into. So there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of question marks. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But I do believe in Steichen. I think he's a very good coach. If he's backed well as far as giving him the right tools, he should be successful at what he does. It might not be with us. It might be. We'll see.
Wow, that's quite a postmortem on the Indianapolis Colts. Lots of questions going into the off season. Lots of hot butts in hot seats. It's gonna be very
hot
asses. A lot of them all over. But man, I'm excited to see what the off season looks like. What you guys do in the draft and free agency, all that, and how you come back because your division just came up with 2 new legitimate teams in the Jags and the Texans. The Texans defense is unbelievable, and you need everything you got to play them. The Jaguars are rounding into a complete team, and they're going to come back next year even stronger, so that's going to be interesting. So I'm curious to see how the division goes. The Titans, based on who they hire as their next coach, people were hoping it would be Hobbs, but Hobbs is looking like he's going to New York. So
good signing for him.
Speaking of Hobbs, are we good? Let's get into the Baltimore Ravens and the season.
Paul chuckling over there.
The season that ended it all. So I'm gonna start by going all the way back to 2014. Sorry, to when John first started in 2008. So John Harbaugh is the coach. I've became a Ravens fan officially, like got it deep into football like 04, 03, 04. Not long after that, John Harbaugh comes in. So he's like the coach that has been the coach of my entire fandom, for lack of a better word. And in his first 5 years, he went to the postseason 5 times. He went to 3 AFC championship games and won a Super Bowl. This was the man. First year, went to the AFC championship game, lost to Pittsburgh. Then in year 4, he goes again, and then he loses because Billy Cundiff shanks a kick, and Lee Evans misses a catch, and we lose to New England.
I remember that game.
The year after that, Joe Flacco goes on this historic run, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions, beats Peyton Manning, beats an upcoming Luck, and then goes to Foxborough and not wins, beats the Patriots. So we're feeling good. So 2013 comes around, we don't make the playoffs because we've lost a lot of free agents. We just come off the Super Bowl. We paid our quarterback. We couldn't really get players because our cap was hamstrung. So 2014, bounce back year. We go get Steve Smith. We go to the playoffs again. We go beat Pittsburgh. Sorry, I'm getting somewhere. I'm just kind of detailing how we got to where we are with John Harbaugh. So we beat Pittsburgh when Terrell Suggs gets that interception between his legs, catches that ball. We're flying high. We go back to New England. At this point, we're feeling like landlords in New England. We've beaten them once and almost beaten them before that, and we're feeling good. And so we go there, and then this is where the identity that became what the identity of the Ravens and John Harbaugh kind of starts to take form. We had 2 14-point leads in that game, and we lost that game. That was, and then what was one of our reputations? Blowing double-digit leads. That was the first time where I was like, what is this? And then another thing that happened in that game was Tom Brady had this pass. He drops back. He gets the snap. He scripts the ball on the ground to the side to Edelman. Edelman catches it, throws a deep touchdown to Amendola.
I remember that.
And now another question comes up to my head, like, whoa, when teams don't play traditional football, we are having issues. So 2 issues have come up just in that game. That's also the game that we told you guys about the Deflategate. And that's how this whole thing, we told them about the balls.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the first time that kind of started, the blown leads in the fourth quarter and everything. So that's where the first time I saw it. But then, we had this quarterback, we had this team that was in flux. Like, a lot of, free agents. We're just figuring it out. Yeah. Then in 2018, we go get Lamar Jackson. We have Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was actually at a draft party event, a Baltimore Ravens draft party event on the water in Baltimore when they announced their draft pick of Lamar Jackson, and somebody put a microphone in his face like, what do you think? And obviously he's like, but these are, so I want to say this about John. John Harbaugh has steered us through some very difficult times, from Ray Rice
100%.
to Justin Tucker,
100%.
from the mutiny of Ed Reed, all the way to the changing of the guard from Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson. Because you forget, Lamar Jackson took over mid-season on a team that had a losing record and went 7-1 with a completely different offense. They revamped the whole offense. The guys that were starting when were benched. It was a whole bunch of players that Lamar Jackson used to play with the scout team and with the backups and everything that they put in the game. And they went 7-1 with this guy just scrambling like his hair is on fire. Comes back in 2019, takes the league by storm, wins the MVP. But there are still a couple of things that are there. We start slow. Even the MVP season, we started 2-2. So the Baltimore Ravens we have 3 reputations as of now. By the time we decide to let John go, we're a team that does not look like the team that begins the season is not the same team that ends the season. We start slow, we end good. The team that plays in the regular season is not the same team that plays in the postseason. We look way better in the regular season. We kind of fall apart in the postseason. The team that starts the game in critical games is not the team that ends the game, because we'll have a double-digit lead and we'll blow it. And these became John Harbaugh's identity and the Ravens' identity.
One of them I also would like to add in recent times is, like you said, the formula that you use to get your leads. You disappear, or like what you're having success with in the
Thank you. Because the team that starts the game is not a team that finishes the game. Team that starts the season is not a team that finishes the season. Team that plays in the regular season is not a team that plays in the postseason. We have this bipolar team across the board. And a lot of that, in my opinion, comes from X's and O's. Because what happens is when we get into these critical games, teams do something slightly different, and we don't know how to adjust when they do that. And that's where our problems come in my opinion. So now, if you're saying that John is the reason why this is happening, now John is gone. So now we're going to see, are these things still going to be there? Whether it's Jesse Mentor, whether it's Anthony Weaver, whether it's Brian Flores, whether it's even Mike McDaniels, whoever our new head coach and our new guy is, are we going to have these issues? Is Lamar Jackson still going to turn one mistake into 3 mistakes when he plays the Kansas City Chiefs? Our receivers going to drop all the passes in Pittsburgh when we get there? Those are things that were happening on the field. So we will see how those things go. But I would say this, John Harbaugh, I respect the hell out of John Harbaugh. I wish the Ravens ended this relationship in a better way. Like, we had a press conference. We announced that he'll be on the Ring of Honor. We thank him for all the things he has done. And then we sent him off as opposed to a phone call firing. But then Chief Bishardi had a press conference, the owner, and he talked about it. And he was like, it was just the circumstance that made it a phone call. It wasn't out of disrespect or anything. And from what he says, John understood. And I believe John needed a fresh start. I believe John Harbaugh needed a fresh start. But he's a stubborn guy who's going to try and fix the situation he's in. That's just how the Harbaughs are. They are very stubborn guys, you can tell. But that's a good trait. If somebody one day says that you are similar to John Harbaugh in some ways, I'll take that as a compliment, because I think he's a great man. But we got to the point where we needed X's and O's. And I was tired of watching the game from home and seeing my coach on the sideline, and he has as much power to influence the game as I do watching on my couch. I was tired of that. I want to see a head coach with a play sheet in front of him. If he's a defensive guy, he's like, okay, I'm going to put my defense out. I have these special calls. We're going to change this game. If he's an offensive guy, I'm going to put my offense out. We have these special teams. We're going to do this. But it depends on the OC and the DC to win the games for us. And when they fail, the head coach has to come and answer for it. And I got tired of seeing John in that position. So I believe Steve Bisciotti put John out of his misery. He did John a huge favor. He did the Ravens a huge favor. We both need a reset. In addition to that, I believe that also allowed Mike Tomlin to also take a step back from his job, because now John is gone. Mike, you were the last guy. Your last battle with John, you won, which was the biggest battles they had. So I can also sit back and say, I have nothing else to offer Pittsburgh. I can leave because John has left. So I think that decision by Steve Bisciotti helped two franchises out. Now, what is going to become of that, we're going to see. I'm excited, and I'm also nervous. Reminds me of the first time I rapped on stage. Also, the only time I rapped on stage. There's a nervous excitement. It could go really well, or it could go really badly. But one thing we do not want it to go is the same as it has gone.
Facts.
So we're excited. One thing that I do like is the team, the part of our team that picks the players, that brings in the talent, is still intact. Eric DeCosta and his guys are all there.
Good at what
so
they do.
drafting, scouting, we'll still get stars. We'll still get good players. We know exactly what to fix, and those are the kind of guys that I know can fix exactly what needs to be fixed. Now the players on the field and the coach, can you take us to the next level? Can we turn Lamar Jackson? Well, Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson at this point. They don't need to turn him into anything else, but can we get that constant Lamar Jackson through the game, through the season, through the playoffs? Let's get this constant star, and let's get these constant teams together, and then we'll see how it goes. I'm excited, and I'm also nervous.
Two things.
Yes.
I want to hear what Paul has to say about this as well. And then my follow-up question is, what would either of you prefer, a more offensive-minded coach or a defensive-minded coach? So first, Paul, chime in.
Oh, boy. Well, let me just pivot over to the owner, Steve Bisciotti. I mean, I thought his press conference was a 10 out of 10.
I agree.
And let me just go back to my childhood and how I started becoming an NFL fan. I was a Washington Redskins fan, die hard. We had Dan Snyder, a terrible owner. Tried to buy teams, buy players, and things went wrong for so long. So I am very happy that Steve Bisciotti is the owner of the team that I root for. So I think we have to remember owners are so important. And if you have a good owner, like I think the Colts owner, she seems like she is all in, and I have faith in her. Right?
I agree too. I do.
And so you look at the organizations that aren't doing well, like the Cowboys haven't won a playoff game in 30 years. I don't know. I can look up stats. The Cowboys owner, we all know. We're like, he's doing too much, right? And so when the things that Steve was saying, I was like, hell yeah, this is a good. This guy knows how to run a team, how to trust people, and
that's important.
That's how he became a billionaire. I mean, I think when you talk about billionaires, anyway. So that being said, I'm very happy with Steve. As far as the coaching goes, I'm kind of glad that Harbaugh's gone, because now we can just not use that as an excuse. And it's like, if we go 8-9 next year.
That's funny, because during the middle of the season, when I said this, Paul was giving me pushback.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it time and time again. And I think it ran its course. Everything you said, Rex, was spot on. I totally agree with everything you said. I was just like, in the middle of the season, just trying to, I'm at every game, and so I just have a different lens where, like, I'm just trying to be more positive, because if I am super negative, like, work just isn't fun, the games aren't fun, so I'm just...
That's fair.
Just always trying to look at it positively. But
I apologize for not looking at it that way. I never did.
Hey.
I'm just a couch fan yelling at the TV. I apologize. But I see how that could affect your mood as well. So you gotta
stay positive, because otherwise the work is terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Offense or defense? Next head coach.
Defense.
I agree.
Yeah.
Why do you want defense though?
Because I think if you have a good offensive coordinator and you got Lamar Jackson making crazy plays, you got Derrick Henry still for another year at least. I think they have a lot of weapons on offense. You just need to get a good coordinator. The defense, I mean, you could say the same thing about the defense, but I think if you have a head coach that can, like you said, pull out his special plays in the fourth quarter, which has been the the crux to the Ravens in the past 5 years. I think that'd be cool. That'd be cool to see.
Well, I agree with that. That's about the same reason why I want a defensive head coach. I also worry that an offensive head coach would be so sucked up into the Lamar, the whole multiverse of Lamar and the greatness of Lamar that he would just be tinkering on Lamar too much and kind of let parts of the team kind of fall apart. I want an OC who has the intimate relationship with Lamar and just they go and create the ultimate offense. Whereas the defensive guy, I want him running the whole team and being the disciplinarian. And it's like, hey, coach is this, and that will reflect in the type of defense we have. And that's what we need, because I feel like our defense has the players, but they weren't making the plays, because I think there was doubt in the defensive coordinator and it was showing on the field with the play. Yeah. So we need a guy who's a strong man, 30-something, maybe early 40s. We're going to give him another 15 to 20 years, build this organization into what you want. And also know that Lamar is going to be desperate for a Super Bowl because his window is also coming to an end. But you have 15 years. Lamar might have 4. You have 15. An offensive coordinator might feel the pressure to succeed with Lamar more so than a defensive coordinator. But we still need an OC that is a magician. I think we need one of these new young things. I actually have my dream cast. You want me to tell you who I think my dream cast is? Sure. I would love Jesse Minna as our head coach, Anthony Weaver as our defensive coordinator, and Mike McDaniel as our offensive coordinator. Give me that 3, and we're going to go through the roof. We will lose one of those 2 in a year, the OC or the DC, success, but next year will be special. Yeah. And I think that then you kind of promote from within, from like Mike McDaniel's team. Maybe you promote some guy that was the QB coach or something like that. Yeah. Continuity, something like that. But we'll see. Yeah. I trust ADC to make the right decision. I trust Steve Bisciotti. I trust their process. I love how he said Lamar has all the input and all the say, but none of the power, which is how it's supposed to be. So respect to that. Yeah. I'm excited to see what happens. Yeah,
that's well said. Well put, guys.
I
like that. I like that. That's
want to talk some playoff football?
Good.
Go Bears, baby.
Go Bears.
Dude, I'm always like, so when my team, it's always fun to root for a team. Do you guys have a team you're like?
Rams. Rams are
Rams guy?
My NFC team.
Well, let me tell you about the Bears. So the Bears, maybe they're not as bad as the Browns, but they have had some terrible years for many years. Yes. Lots of blown leads. Lots of like, oh, the Bears suck. Man, the Bears suck. Blah, blah. So I just like rooting for teams that have sucked a lot recently. That have struggled. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's my thing. So
incredible underdogs.
I like the Bears because I call them the cardiac kids, because the fourth quarter is when they come alive. They're just kind of in the game, and then the fourth quarter, Ben Johnson is like, I'm gonna burn this whole thing down.
The coach
that man is nuts.
The coach is great. So Caleb Williams is like, say what you want about him, but that dude, he's a competitor, man.
He's a competitor. You know the crazy thing about Ben Johnson. So you know how he has this relationship with Matt LaFleur. Yeah. Do you know they do not have a personal relationship at all? Like he's attacking somebody he genuinely doesn't like them. He genuinely doesn't like the guy. From his first press conference, he's just attacked him. And it makes no sense, because you would think that, they are friends, or no, he just does not like him. So that makes it interesting. But so with you mentioning the Bears, let's start with the Bears-Rams game. Do you have any thoughts on the Bears-Rams game?
Well, let me just throw out this little fun fact, and then you guys can keep talking. The last Super Bowl they won was 40 years ago. And the last Super Bowl they went to was 20 years ago.
Yeah, 19. Where they lost to Peyton Manning and the Colts with Rex Grossman.
I remember that.
I remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. That was a tough Super. That was one of the worst Super Bowls to watch.
It was
not competitive at all.
The rain ruined the quality, and then it was a blowout.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. But I liked it.
Anyway, Bears-Rams. What are your thoughts, Toon?
That's one of the best games this weekend, I think. I do think I got the Rams winning that game. There's enough veteran presence that play at a high level and young talent to get them over the hump. But like one Achilles heel to teams like that is the young, stupid, I wouldn't say stupid, but inexperienced that just has all this young testosterone and like energy to throw you off your pedestal. So it was going to be a good game. I just think the Rams just have a little too much leadership and firepower, Their defense, the Rams' defense, is one of those sinusoidal defenses that sometimes they show up and sometimes they could be got. I think there's just too much firepower on offense between Puka, Devontae Adams,
the run game,
Williams. Yeah,
one of the best run games.
Yeah, Williams is another problem.
So here are some facts. Now you say that. The Rams have one of the best cold weather run games for a team that's on the West Coast, funny enough. And if people forget this, well, I don't know if people forget, but this I think is the reason why the Rams will win this game. Matthew Stafford was formed in the fires and the cold of the NFC North. People forget that. That's where he came from.
Exactly.
He wasn't always great in cold weather, but he's played there. He's used to it. He's played in Chicago a lot. He's used to the crowd, whatever it is. So I think that's what the difference is going to be. I think Ben Johnson is going to dial up some crazy things, but Chris Shula, who's the defensive coordinator for the Rams. The Rams defense doesn't have a lot of stars on it, superstars on it. They are very young, but he has a scheme that works, that stops everybody and puts everybody in a bind. And I think he's going to do that to a young Caleb. And I think that's how the Rams are going to win. And then with Stafford and the offense, they score a touchdown whenever they need a touchdown. Like that's it. Like you need a touchdown, all right, I got you. And I think that's what's going to be the difference. So I agree with you. I think the Rams beat this one.
I think the Bears,
but it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good. I think the Bears' worst scenario or worst nightmare could be falling behind big, because I think that's when the Rams defense
exactly. That's what the Green Bay Packers defense couldn't do, because they were missing Micah Parsons.
Exactly.
With Micah Parsons and a pass rush, that game doesn't go the way it went. So that's where. So barring an injury in the game or before the game or whatever, I think that's the same thing.
If they keep it close, they have a
chance, but I don't know if they can. That's the thing. So let's keep it in the NFC and let's talk Niners Seahawks. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a good division game. Could go either way.
You want me to go first on this one?
Go ahead.
All right. I think this one just depends on how Brock Purdy plays. That's literally it. Number one, Sam Darnold is questionable with an oblique. With an oblique, that affects your throwing. We'll see how that goes. He's going to play, don't get me wrong, because there's no way they're putting this game in the hands of Mr. Let a naysayer know Jalen Milroe with their number one overall seed. They're not going to put the ball in the hands of Jalen Milroe to run around and ruin it for them. So he's definitely going to play. And they have I assume we all agree, African Player of the Year, Justin Smith and Jigba. So I think that's where they'll be competitive, but I think it comes down to Brock Purdy and Shanahan and whatever they dial up. Also, the Seahawks are very good against the run game. And they've been good against McCaffrey all season. He's averaged less than 4 yards a pop this season against them. But the thing is, they struggle against pass catching running backs, and who's the best in the business? There you go.
I think that's where he's been most dangerous this year.
So I think that if they can keep that game going, if they have a quick game, which is not Darnold's specialty, we'll see.
Bro, McCaffrey is their leading receiver and leading rusher.
Yeah, exactly. And they lost Kittle for the year. So there's also that. So I personally, I'm not confident in my call of this game, but I'm going Seahawks just because they're at home and they have the 12. But I'm not confident.
Just because of what you just said. They lose Kittle. It's huge.
They lose Kittle. They can't run the ball.
Yeah.
They'll need a lot of trick plays to have success, and I don't know if they have enough.
I think San Fran is still pretty injured on defense.
Yeah, and middle linebacker is not back this week. Fred Warner is not back this week. They give him one more week, so I don't know how that's gonna work. So I'm going Seahawks.
Shanahan is a hell of a coach, so if there's anything, I think it predicates on him.
Right.
And Purdy together, actually.
But on the other side, the Seahawks, their head coach is a defensive guy who's proven to be one of the best in the business so far. So I'm excited to see that
Seattle?
game. But it's in Seattle. They're the one seed, man.
Yeah. So
I feel bad for the one seeds this year, man. But anyway.
Seattle's definitely the favorite.
Okay.
But it's a division game.
Right.
So,
right.
Exactly. Why do you feel bad for the one seeds? What are you talking about?
I'll get to it, because they're like, usually when you're the one seed, when you have your bye, you come back. Not only that, when you come back, you face like a team that is the worst team so far, still in the playoffs, but it's a beatable team. These one seeds are going up against teams where you're like, I don't know. So I'm nervous for them. In that sense. Like we could be sitting here next week, if we do sit here next week, and both one seeds are out.
Yeah.
Very possible. Anyway, so Texans, Patriots. Any thoughts?
I think it just predicates on Drake May. He's just an elite quarterback. So if he plays like Drake May plays, they win this game. The only hope Texans have is if their defense does what their defense does to a lot of quarterbacks. But if Drake May has his way with their defense, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. C.J. Stroud, I think he's still a good quarterback. He's just not consistent.
He's gotten so mistake prone.
Yeah, it's not consistent. Exactly. So it's really Drake May. Drake May, if he has his way with that defense, then it's easy calling. But if the defense can keep it close, then it's one of those coin tosses.
Right. I don't think it's a coin toss at all.
Yeah.
I think the Texans are going to smush the hell out of the Patriots. You know why I think that?
Why?
Because you just talked about Drake May and everything. Drake May had a very difficult game last week against the Chargers. The Chargers are not even half the defense that the Texans are. So I really worry that they're not going to be able to have success.
Did they play this regular season?
Who?
Each other. Did they play each other? I'm not sure.
Texans, Patriots?
Yeah, did they?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I do know that last week the Patriots struggled against the Chargers.
Yeah, I didn't catch the game.
Yeah,
so,
they won,
Yeah,
but Drake May
was,
had a tough time. The pass rush was getting sacked like crazy. He got sacked, I think, 5 times, something like that.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was rough. So
Wow,
I think
with that.
exactly. So I think the Texans defense are good enough to get them to the AFC Championship by themselves. If CJ Stroud can just keep protect the ball, just manage the game. Don't do too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, also Nico Collins is still in concussion protocol, so that makes me a little nervous about their offense. But the defense last week scored 14 points,
Yeah.
so they can do it again. Like that defense is just too good. So
It's very good.
I think the Chargers defense is, excuse my language, baby shit compared to what the Texans defense is. And if they give Drake May a hard time, then I think this is where the
defense
Patriots
is decent
ends.
though. So it depends on how this guy responds.
It's going to be up to the defenses to win this game, and I
Yeah.
think I'll pick the better defense. So I'm going with the Texans to win this one.
Okay. I got the Patriots just because it's better quarterback play.
I think it's also because you don't want a team from your division win.
No. At this point, I
kidding.
don't care. I don't care.
But I don't think the
I
Patriots.
don't hate the Texans enough. I mean,
Yeah.
they're my.
Rival.
It's just right now. I'm just being very as objective as possible.
Okay, that's fair.
I think the quarterback play is a bit better with. I don't think.
It's a lot better.
Significantly better.
It's
So
a
I
lot
think-
better with the Patriots.
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
I think, but then like you said, I didn't see the game last week. So if the line can't protect him, then that means nothing. So,
All right,
yeah.
Bills Broncos.
Ha! I'm not convinced with either team, but I'm not convinced with either team. But Josh Allen is a monster.
T1000. I call him T1000.
He's a monster. And I've seen him do it against defenses that he shouldn't be doing it against. I mean, the Broncos have a really good defense. How did they do last week, the Broncos?
They're the 1 seed. They were
They
chilling.
had a bye.
That's why I said I feel bad for the 1 seeds because they rest and then they come up and then think about this for a second. I feel bad for the Broncos because you're the 1
did they get
seed
the 1 seed?
and your first game back. Funny enough, they got the 1 seed over the Patriots because in week 1 the Raiders beat the Patriots, and that's like one of 2 or 3 games the Raiders won all
Broncos
season.
got the 1 seed.
Yes, they didn't play. Oh yeah, you were on vacation, so yeah.
I wasn't here.
Do you let me I remember you said something, it might have been last year. You said that you wanted to play all the toughest teams because if you got to the Super Bowl, you didn't want that excuse of, oh, well, they didn't play anyone difficult in the playoffs. So I love this. I love the fact that the 1 seeds are playing. These are amazing games.
Yeah.
These are
Yes.
great games.
Like I said, when you get to the top 8, it's the best football. It's always the best teams.
But do you know what I'm saying? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You're like, I want to play the
You
Chiefs.
want
I
to
want to play the
tough
Bills.
teams.
You want to play the
don't
tough
want to
teams.
get there.
You
You
don't
play
want
soft teams, and then people are doubting you and everything. You want to play all the big dogs when you get there. That's always been my belief. I mean, don't get it wrong. If we have a cookie cutter schedule and we get there, I'll still celebrate, but I'll feel a lot more, something when you beat the Chiefs and you beat the Bills and you beat the Bengals, like you beat the big boys to get there.
Yeah.
Then you're like, yeah, you're the real. Anyway, the reason I feel bad for the Broncos is because think about this. It's like you're a kid, you're good all year, and then Santa brings your gifts and it's still cold, and you're like, I was good. Not only was I good, I was the best. Like I was the best kid all year. Why am I still getting cold?
Yeah.
That's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is cold to the Broncos because you worked this hard and then you have to go and beat Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is the one-man band who can do it all by himself on any given day. So I worry for them in that sense. Their defense is great, but their defense, even though it's a top 3 defense, and 1 and 2 being Seattle and the Texans, they are a distant third compared to those two. Outside of their pass rush, they don't really have so much going on. And what do you know what Josh Allen has been best at this season out of all the quarterbacks that played this season? Quick game. Josh Allen threw 12 touchdowns on quick game and 1 interception this season. And that's how he got that's how he won last week. It was quick game. They were trying to pass rush. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So if they can't stop his quick game, I don't know how they stop him.
One of his receivers got injured.
Josh Allen, yes, he's lost. Actually, I think 2 got injured. I think Shakir is hurt, and there was another guy. I forget that is hurt. Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis out for the season, and Shakir was hurt during the game, I believe. So now they have to rely on Keon Coleman, who has been benched in multiple games this past season, not for injury, just because he wasn't good.
The tight ends as well.
That's gonna be concerning, but it's still Josh Allen. It's still Josh Allen, man. You guys remember the scene
against the run?
The Broncos?
Yeah, the Broncos.
They're okay. They're not like the Texans. They're okay against the run. Okay. So Cook could have a game. Cook could have a game. So you remember the scene in Crazy Stupid Love where Steve Carell's character, he's come back and he's talking to his wife after they've separated, and then, the wife has had this little thing with David Lindhagen. And then she's kind of asking him, so, how many people have you been with this? And he goes, 9. And she goes, 9? 9? That's how I feel like the Broncos are looking. They're like, Josh? Like, we went through all this. We struggled this entire season only to get Josh Allen in the first game. How is that fair? So it's going to be a good game. But I think he beats them with quick game. So I'm going with the Bills.
The Bills.
I think the Bills beat them with quick game. Yeah.
This is actually close. This is one of the toughest ones to decide for me. Just because of the circumstances. Like, Bo Nix he's played well this year. So I was going to be like, quarterback play. I mean, yes, Josh Allen is levels ahead of him. But Bo Nix is good enough.
Let me put it this way.
I don't trust the Bills' defense, to be fair.
Very fair.
I don't trust the Bills' defense.
So, very fair.
So
they are 28th in the league in rush defense, the Bills are, and the Broncos are number 2.
Yeah. Oh, they're back.
So
yeah.
Exactly.
And then the Broncos are playing at home, so I think...
This is why I find it so hard to decide who's going to win this.
It's either the Broncos win, as they should, or Josh Allen goes crazy.
Basically.
You never know.
And I
believe in Josh more than I believe.
I wish I saw last week's game.
It was Josh. It was Josh Allen. Did Josh Allen decided in the end? They're like, you know what, this is enough. I can't. The Jags are getting on my nerves. Let me just go win this game. And he did Josh Allen things.
I think the Jags are actually better than the Broncos, in my opinion. And
no, I don't. Overall, yes. Defense, no.
I think
the Broncos' defense are better defense. Nick Benito and that pass rush is.
What is the? Let's look at the Jacksonville's defense is not that bad.
Oh no, they are not that bad.
They might be
very
ranked
good.
higher than. I think they're ranked higher than the what you call it. At least they're ranked higher than.
What is?
They're the number 1 rushing defense
this year.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
Oh yeah, they were number 1.
Number 1 rushing defense.
Then
which means their second half of their season really got crazy.
They are better. I've been telling you this. I've been telling you. You don't watch the AFC South.
Which means that's an argument for Josh Allen to beat them.
That's why I was asking, how did he play last week? And then I followed up with saying, I think the Jaguars are a better team than the Broncos.
In that case, yeah, I'm right on Josh.
So, I think I'll edge Josh.
It's a Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford Super Bowl, man. I'm calling it right now. That's who I predict is going to the Super Bowl.
I think the Jags even beat the Broncos.
Probably.
Yeah, in the latter half of the season. Or did they lose?
I don't remember.
They might have.
All the games blending after a while.
Yeah, they did play each other though. So I'm not sure who won that one.
Sure, I don't remember the Jags playing the Broncos.
They did because we played that division this year.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I just don't remember who won that game. But I know the Jaguars were hot in the second half of the season. They were winning a lot of games. So.
Oh yeah, 34-20. Ooh.
Exactly.
Alrighty then.
Exactly.
All right. Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Yeah.
All right, so you and I both have the Bills.
Yeah.
I have the Texans. You have the Patriots.
Yeah.
I have the Seahawks. You have the Niners. Or do you also have the Seahawks?
I think I had the Seahawks.
Okay, so we both have the Seahawks
And I had
and
the
we both have the
Rams.
Rams.
Yeah.
So we're only different on Patriots, Texans. And what about you?
Quick picks.
I'm not picking anything. I just want close games. Go Bears.
So go
Go
Bears.
Bears.
So you're
So
picking
at
the
least you
Bears.
got
You're
the
picking
Bears.
Bears.
I'm picking
Bears,
Bears.
you're picking
Bears
Bears.
for Super Bowl champions.
Okay.
And,
All right.
All right.
You know,
I-
you
they're
know
gonna
the
be-
Bears that because at the beginning of the year they were quiet and they started coming for the Colts because of the Loveland versus.
Oh,
I actually wanted. I don't know if you remember. I wanted us to draft Loveland, and Loveland.
I
started-
remember.
Loveland-
And I was arguing for the
Warren.
for
You wanted
Warren.
Warren is a great player. I think Loveland has a higher upside than Loveland.
Okay.
I'm more of a fan right now. Like, I mean, we're all fans.
I hear- right.
But like, I just want close games.
just
We all
want
want
close
close
games.
games.
Me too.
Oh, we
like
will
some of
get
the
close games.
games, like I mean, the Bills, the Jags, the Rams Panthers game was amazing. I mean, all these games were so close.
Yeah.
Look at all
We'll
the
get- we'll
scores,
get
except for
close
the Texans Steelers,
I
which
think-
was
Yeah.
great to watch.
I
them
think
get there.
historically speaking, this week usually you get the close games, and then the following week is when you get
That's
the
when you get
blowouts.
the. No, this is the best week of football
usually, yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
Like the 4 games. Mwah.
Yeah.
You miss any of them, it's like, oh my God,
How did I miss
you-
that? Yeah.
So anyway.
So, but yeah.
So
great
episode
to
9, Winning Point Podcast in the books. It's been real.
Been
I'm
real.
Rex.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Tony.
Go Ravens.
Go Bears.
Colts.
Go Rams.
That hurts to say. That hurt to say Colts. But shout out to
man.
the Ursays.